Has there ever been a time when you found yourself in a room, maybe full of co-workers or the bosses or business partners, or maybe you have to sign that contract and you just need to negotiate or to convince that person that you are the right one, and you have an input, or there's something about this contract or this idea that you have an input that you want to make, but you're kind of hesitant because you don't want to come across as being aggressive or being too demanding or offending the other person or the other parties involved. And especially for us immigrants, it's very easy for people to have this perception that we're just not smart or we're uneducated or coming out as unfriendly. Our accent could be one other reason. We're always afraid people might not like how we sound. So we prefer to just sit in the room and not to make a contribution, even though most times we have something very genuine to say, something very helpful. And so today I'm just going to share with you 3 strategies that's going to help you if you're someone who ever find yourself in that situation again, so that you never leave the room with your ideas left in your head or in your belly and go back home with them. First, you want to be confident. Just be confident in yourself. Believe in yourself and what is it that you have to say. When I say believing in yourself and what is it that you have to say, I mean that you have sat in the room, or maybe over the night you've gone through the paperwork and everything that you have to go and deliver on, or that you guys are going to be discussing for the next day. And you know that you have lined up your ideas, you have these things in mind that you want to share with the next person or with the organization in this meeting. You want to make sure you just jot down your points, keep yourself abreast of them, so that way you already know what exactly you have to say. You know that your contribution is going to be worthwhile toward the progress of your team, or towards this contract, or towards this deal, or towards this business idea. So I would like to share a strategy that could help both parties involved, or that could help the team, or that could help us to solve this problem. That would be a very great way to start. And then you just add whatever you have to add at the end of the phrase. And 2, you want to acknowledge what others have said in the room. Just after listening to other speakers, maybe you can say, I understood what you said, or I understand what you're saying, and I would like to add this and this and that. Just buttressing somebody's idea. That could be another way to find your voice in the room. Just acknowledging another person before you, at least that you can remember what they said, is another good way to get your thoughts across the floor. And then the third way would be to ask permission. And this way always works. Asking permission. Just tell me who don't like to be asked permission by somebody before getting into the conversation or getting into the just whatever thing is going on. So it's just better most times to just ask permission. Like, if you permit me to, or hey, is it okay if I offer some options that's going to help us to move things further or faster, or to help us in solving this problem? That's another very simple and easy way to get your foot in the door, or to your point across the floor, or to be able to speak in a room without offending people. Most times for us, these are things that hinder us, for which we just stay in most of these positions that we come and get hired in, because we're afraid to speak up in the room. We just haven't found our voice yet, or maybe we don't know how to pitch this thing across the floor. And so we just sit in that position year in and year out. Even though we're doing better, we know this job, we can do better if we're given the opportunity to step into another position. But we hold on to that entry level position for so many years, and we just cannot move on to the next level because we just don't want to express ourselves, or don't want to ask for that next position, or don't want to ask for that raise, or we don't want to apply for that new open position because we feel like It requires us standing before the group. It requires us managing people. It requires us talking, and we don't want to just deal with that. We prefer just sitting back and holding on for years and years, holding on to these entry-level positions where we know we're actually not making any decent living. In order to be able to give value to the people you work with and get some value in return for yourself, you must be able to reach the stage where you can be able to speak up, where you can be able to send your ideas across the flow. Most times, this gets you through the door. And in order to master this, you have to be able to have some active listening skills. And if you want to know what active listening is, you might want to watch the video coming up next, because that's a key skill to also have as someone who's either negotiating deals or having to manage a workforce or just whatever business it is you're running.